Ormat is a unique company because it's a technology supplier in the geothermal energy field, but also it's a developer on its own. It has really two hats. We are what is called IPP, Independent Power Developer. We develop our own projects. On the other hand, we are also the equipment supplier. We look at the design and the manufacture of each power plant as if it's for our own account, as if we have to live with that for the next 30 years.
With over 700 megawatts of geothermal projects in 19 countries, Ormat's modular geothermal power plants produce environmentally clean power from 200 kilowatts to over 100 megawatts. The Ormat energy converter has become a benchmark for cost-effective, reliable geothermal power plant project implementation. The field-proven, innovative design of the OEC enables Ormat to supply factory-integrated power plants either as a do-it-yourself solution for project owners or as a ready-to-use turnkey project. The fusion of art, issues, ecology, and Ormat's innovative technology has produced a singular, environmentally friendly eco-resort. Located in Blumau, Austria, the 250-room Ragnar Spa Hotel with its swimming pools and thermal baths are all supported by a low-temperature geothermal resource. In 2001, the hotel purchased an air-cooled factory-integrated 250-kilowatt Ormat energy converter that would supply power to the hotel complex utilizing the local 100-degree centigrade geothermal fluid. The cooperation with Ormat was very satisfying. From the ordering process to delivery of the system, there were no difficulties whatsoever. The system has been running perfectly for several months now, which confirms our choice of Ormat as our supplier. Installed within 3 days by the hotel owner and providing an uninterrupted round-the-clock supply of electricity and heat to the hotel, this Ormat plant is a perfect example of a multi-purpose ecotourism solution installed by the owner himself. As an equipment supplier, Ormat's singularity comes from its dual role as a globally recognized supplier of field-proven geothermal power plant equipment and as a successful developer, owner, and operator of 350-megawatt geothermal power plants in 5 countries, including the U.S. Ormat has supplied competitively priced power plant equipment for installation by owners and developers. Ormat's engineers' intimate knowledge of the whole picture, thermodynamics, fluid dynamics, metallurgy, and understanding of the long-term resource behavior enables them to design a plant which can accommodate changes in reservoir characteristics to ensure a project's long-term viability. Iceland is a world pioneer in employing geothermal energy to generate electricity and heat entire cities. In the mid-1980s, the Suðurnes Regional Heating Corporation, the electricity and heat energy distributor for Reykjanes Peninsula, was using an 8-megawatt geothermal steam turbine generator system which discharged low-pressure steam into the atmosphere. Apart from wasting energy, this process was a localized source of acid rain. The addition of 4 OECs, followed 2 years later by another 3 installed on-site by Suðurnes personnel, has increased the power output, eliminated a source of pollution, enabled more efficient district heating, and provided the water for the world-famous Blue Lagoon Eco-Resort Health Spa.
The power plant is totally automatic. We have here, during the nights and during the weekends, there are only 2 men working here. 1 operator, and we can say 1 old man taking care of the floors. And the OECs, they are quite simple to operate. Even an engineer like I am can operate it. We have 2 buttons, green, which is start, and red, stop, and that's it. We have learned it the hard way that Iceland is located in the Atlantic. It is far to Europe, so when something happens, it takes at least a week to get spare parts, to get persons, service people. So our principle is that we are not buying components which we cannot maintain by ourselves.
This is yet another example of how an owner who independently installed Ormat equipment to repower an existing power plant solved several problems with cost-effective technology. Ormat modular power plants are environmentally friendly. As an example, the Ormat Olkaria 3 air-cooled geothermal project, constructed in a national park in Kenya, meets all environmental wildlife controls and restrictions. The air-cooled condenser technology used by Ormat for 2 decades enables its geothermal power plants to inject 100% of all geothermal fluids, prevent the use of water or chemicals, and minimize visual impact.
We have a power plant in Kenya, a power plant that we own and operate and sell electricity to the Kenyan Power Authority. Ozerian is a neighbor of our power plant, and he had a well in his premises, and he decided that it's a very good idea to generate electricity by himself.
Ozerian principally is a cut flower grower. We produce flowers here which are all exported to Europe. The growing of flowers requires quite a lot of electricity, primarily for the pumping of water. Inside every one of the greenhouses you have pumps which are used for the heating system, you have pumps which are used for the fertigation system, so that there's energy required for opening and controlling the vents in the greenhouse, for the fertigation system through the pipes to the flowers, and also for the heating system at night time as well.
Because the property also included a geothermal resource, it was decided to develop its own power plant. After investigating that there was sufficient geothermal brine to generate electricity, Ozerian's consultants turned to Ormat.
Initially, when we first put the inquiry to Ormat, it was on the basis of a turnkey project, and they said that we had a sufficient capacity here and expertise here to do it ourselves. So they encouraged us to go down that route.
Using our equipment and our instructions, he succeeded all by himself with some assistance of our engineers to complete and construct a power plant.
The assistance we received from Ormat was absolutely excellent in terms of meeting commitments at shipping, the quality of the shipping, the way it was packed. And the way the plant went together was amazingly simple. The drawings and information that we were provided with to put the plant together made it very simple for us to do so. So we're looking now to have a plant capacity of somewhere between 1.6 and 1.8 megawatt.
I would say that our equipment is very, very friendly for installation. I call it the Lego kind of equipment, because we are delivering equipment which is skid mounted.
The success of this operation is very easily to measure because it's directly measured by the reduction in our power bills.
Here is another example of a qualified company implementing its own installation of Ormat equipment.
La experiencia del ICE y la costumbre del ICE ha sido construir.
ICE has the experience of building alone its own projects, but we also, in specific cases, use outside advisors when it is necessary. We are looking for equipment suppliers who are able not only to supply the equipment, but also to come to Costa Rica and, together with ICE professionals, to install the electromechanical equipment.
They built the power plant with their own manpower by themselves. We were there to support them.
The experience we had with Ormat was very interesting and valuable, since we have worked as one team, and when we had different points of view, the two companies have always been able to resolve those differences. It was a very efficient collaboration. The power plant has fulfilled all its objectives. It's even a power plant which produces more power than initially planned.
Que da más potencia de la que inicialmente se había visualizado. Al dar más potencia, pues lógicamente se traduce también en una mayor cantidad de energía.
This larger amount of electricity makes this plant more profitable for an institution like ICE.
Rentable para una institución como el ICE.
Our guaranteed capacity in the contract was 15.5 megawatts net. At the end of the day, after the tests, we provided almost 16.5 megawatt net, which means almost 1 megawatt above the guaranteed value.
Since the startup of the plant, it is fully operated by ICE technicians. Not only does Ormat's engineering department stay in contact with operating staff to answer questions and provide information on new plant technology upgrades, but Ormat engineers can also remotely monitor the operation of a customer's plant almost anywhere in the world.
Basically, we can see remotely what the operator sitting in front of the screen sees himself. We can make an analysis of the process and tell the customer if there are any parameters in the process that have to be changed or modified in order to operate the plant more efficiently and generate, of course, more power.
As in Austria, Iceland, Kenya, or Costa Rica, Ormat has the capability of supplying the most adapted and reliable equipment and assistance to your own project.